Praise be Jesus Christ. I like to read the comments below my videos. The other day, Dina, who has a YouTube channel called A Catholic Wife, wrote in and asked if I could do a video on how to read the Bible in a year. So thank you for that request, Dina. Shout out to Dina, and everyone check out her YouTube channel, A Catholic Wife. So to me, the best way to read the Bible in a year is to get one of these pamphlets. This one is put out by the Coming Home Network, and it's Read the Bible and the Catechism in a Year. And what they do is they divide up the Bible and the Catechism into sections, into 365 little bite-sized pieces, and they offer a checklist. So you see day one here, you read Genesis chapter 1, so something from the Old Testament, and then you read Psalm 1, so that's from wisdom literature, and then you read Matthew 1 to 17, so that's from the New Testament, and then you read the introduction to the Catechism. And there's a little checkbox you can check off every day that you've done your daily reading, and if you stick with it, in a year you'll have read the whole Bible and the Catechism. And the idea is that if you just read the Bible cover to cover, which is a great thing to do, however, there's sections of the Bible, especially the Old Testament, where it's just, it's boring. It's hard to get through. And the idea is if it's divided up in different streams, similar to Mass, you get your Old Testament reading, you get a reading from wisdom literature, and you get a reading from the New Testament. It's always interesting, and in this case, you also get a reading from the Catechism. If my memory serves me correctly, it takes about 15 minutes to do your daily reading. I did this I wrote when I started October 6th, 2011, and I finished on May 18th, 2013. So it took me over a year and a half, and I was fine with that. When I began this, I told myself, like, if I miss a day, I'm not gonna go back and do 2 in one day. I told myself I'm gonna enjoy this, I'm gonna persevere, but I'm not going to kind of put myself under the law that I absolutely have to finish this in a year. And what I did as I was reading is I underlined all the passages that really touched me and I really liked. And then when I was done reading the whole Bible, I had all my favorite parts underlined, and then I went back and I read all the underlined parts. And I do what I do when I read. I put a check mark beside the ones that I really want to learn this one. And then I read all my check-marked ones, and I put a star beside the ones that I wanted to especially have quick access to. So now I have a Bible that has all of my very favorite scriptures in it, the verses. And what I can do is, if I'm flying somewhere and it's a longer day of flying, I can go through the whole Bible and read all my favorite verses. And it's a really cool experience. I start in Genesis and I just flip through and I read all my favorite verses. So that's one way you can read the Bible in a year. Viva Cristo Rey. Oh, let me give you a scripture. Jeremiah 15, Jeremiah says, "When I found your words, I devoured them. They became my joy and the happiness of my heart."